The story begins with Kota Shimura. As he wakes up, we see his house is a mess. He seems to be sick and his mother sends him a text telling him to have fun at school. At school, a popular streamer named Hamakin is live. He spots Shimura and offers him 1,000 yen for a makeover. A girl named Rumi paints his face like a joker, and the group forces him to laugh on camera. He washes it off and goes to collect his money, but they mock him instead. One of them, Toru, digs deeper. He knows Shimura's mother is hospitalized before walking away. Shimura visits her at the hospital. The medical bills say everything. He works at a restaurant, miserable, barely getting by. Then a new girl walks in, Kaho Asamiya, and he falls in love with her at first sight. Hamakin shows up at the restaurant and throws a challenge. Make a burger in 30 seconds or the girl hands over her number. Shimura delivers it before Hamakin can blink, then walks away. Later, taking out the trash, Hamakin and his friends corner him. Payback for ruining the stream. Kaho finds him after and asks if he is okay. He smiles and calls them friends. Elsewhere, a girl named Aki gets bullied at school. She skips the next day, stays home, and loses herself in a video game, replaying the memory in her head. Hamakin parties at a club. Back at Shimura's place, Toru streams himself gaming. In a flashback, we see how it started. Toru, too young to open a YouTube channel, asked to use Shimura's mother's ID. Shimura made him noodles. He tripped on the cable, the screen went black, noodles flew everywhere, and Toru snapped. He kicked Shimura to the ground. Shimura snapped back. They traded punches until it was over. Then Toru calls. The webcam caught everything. The fight uploaded the moment the power cut out. Shimura sprints home and deletes it. Next morning, he is all anyone talks about. The video already went viral. Hamakin drops Toru from the group for losing to Shimura. On the rooftop, the two rivals become partners. Aki watches the fight video and actually laughs. Hamakin pulls both boys into his stream and dangles a computer giveaway for subscribers. Shimura calls him out live. Fraud, bully, all of it. But the stream ends a second too early. Nobody sees it. Off camera, Hamakin beats Shimura. What the audience does not know is that Toru was streaming it the whole time on his own channel. The whole thing was planned. Shimura takes the hits. Hamakin pays him 10,000 yen. A boy named Ogi Tatsuya steps in and stops it. Hamakin leaves. Shimura collapses. Ogi carries him to the infirmary. Popular, calm, an MMA fighter. The expose video crosses 1 million views. Toru refuses to pay. He breaks down the numbers. Short videos earn almost nothing. They only keep 60% of ad revenue, and donations matter too. Shimura's solution: stay on the ground longer next time. Hamakin watches the expose and feels it. Shimura starts training. He stumbles on a channel with 0 views, 0 subscribers. A man in a chicken mask called 2K showing how to fight. Shimura watches for a second, decides it is pointless, and goes to sleep. Hamakin hits the clubs, gets humiliated. Rumi ends things with him. Shimura stares at the ceiling, and in his mind, 2K appears and asks him one question: do you want to get stronger? Aki watches Shimura's latest video and cries. At school the next day, Hamakin grabs Shimura and throws him down a staircase, then beats him into the floor. Toru tries to stream it. Hamakin's crew rips the phone away. The beating continues, but Shimura's phone is already live. Toru had it the whole time. This was the plan from the start. The masked man's voice comes back to Shimura. He decides to fight. He blocks Hamakin's punch with his forehead to absorb less damage, a trick from the video, but that is all he remembers. He never finished watching it. Hamakin beats him up. Then Aki shows up. She bluffs, holds up her phone, and claims she is recording everything. Hamakin backs off. She introduces herself to Shimura and Toru and explains that growing up abroad left her Japanese a little rough around the edges. Toru pulls up the numbers, 25,000 yen from the video, but still not enough. The three sit down and talk through content, editing, all of it. Aki volunteers to handle the editing and promises more subscribers. She names the channel Viral Hit. Shimura looks at her and quietly wonders if she has something to do with 2K's channel. At work, Shimura runs through 2K's videos on repeat. He sits back after, still unsure, still asking himself who sent that video and why. Walking home with Toru, Shimura is buzzing. He just added Asamiya on a messenger app. Then a couple stops them, claiming to be fans. They are not. They snatch Shimura's phone and bolt. Shimura chases them down. The thieves taunt him the whole way. One of them, Ken, turns around and decides to fight. Shimura digs into everything 2K taught him. Back home, Aki watches the live metrics and reads the comments in real time. The fight drags on. Shimura takes hits but gives worse ones, and Ken ends up injured. He leaves with his girlfriend. Shimura walks away with his phone. Hamakin watches the video too. Aki edits it clean, 132,000 yen from the stream. She waves off her cut, but Toru sets it aside for her anyway. He pitches a 90-10 split, himself taking the larger share. Shimura pushes back. The split ends in Shimura's favor. Rumi's social media fills with a mix of sweet and cruel comments. Hamakin is already planning his next move against Shimura. Shimura is somewhere else in his head. Back at the hospital with his mother. He wants to buy her a cardigan. That comes later. Right now, he has a date with Asamiya. Toru and Aki tail them in disguise, streaming the whole thing live. Hamakin spots it and heads out. At the cafe, Shimura overhears someone comment on how he looks. It gets to him. Aki walks over, knocks the man's drink off the table on her way out, and says nothing. Asamiya moves to pay when they finish. Shimura stops her. They step out and walk along the river, where Ogi Tatsuya turns up, Asamiya's friend as it turns out. Tatsuya tells Shimura his fighting has improved. The three walk together, but Shimura drifts to the back, trailing behind, invisible. He makes up an excuse and slips away, quietly hating himself for it. He finds Toru and is not pleased about the hidden stream. Toru tells him to stop running from his feelings and go back to her. He does. Toru keeps filming until someone stops him and he shows up to Shimura battered. Shimura fumbles through what might have been a confession. Then Hamakin arrives with his crew. Hamakin puts Shimura and Asamiya on the spot. Shimura spirals back into his own head, the same dark place he always ends up. Aki catches the stream live. It is on Hamakin's channel. Shimura pleads for Asamiya to be left out of it. Hamakin has one condition: strip down, drop to his knees, and beg on camera. Asamiya slaps Hamakin across the face. Shimura feels it worse as he failed her, and starts to strip while he starts to pull his pants down. Ogi steps in and Hamakin walks away. The phone slips and the stream cuts out. Asamiya looks at Shimura with pity. He looks at himself with something worse. Aki watches the recording at home and cries. Hamakin relaunches his channel with Toru dressed as a clown. The same girls go after Aki again. Rumi and Hamakin put Toru to work editing photos while he takes the hits from every direction. Shimura stops showing up to work. His coworkers stumble onto the clip where he stripped. Asamiya worries and reaches out to Ogi. Rumi is midstream when her viewers start asking about Shimura's channel. She shuts it down fast. Asamiya goes to check on Shimura and finds Aki already there. The two talk about him, about what he did, and somewhere in that conversation they both find something that feels like relief. Meanwhile, Hamakin keeps using Toru, makes him trash Shimura on camera, then forces him to give up Shimura's location. Toru agrees but avoids Aki, blaming her for how things fell apart. He goes to the hospital next, where Shimura's mother is. Shimura has not visited either. His mother talks to Toru warmly, telling him how much Shimura has changed since the two of them became close. Shimura is on a rooftop. He is thinking about ending it. Aki finds him there. She tries to pull him back toward the channel, toward something. He wants no part of it. Asamiya meanwhile visits Ogi. Shimura has been gone for over a month and she cannot stop thinking about it. Hamakin beats Toru again, demanding he drags Shimura back. Toru does the opposite and takes another beating for it. Then Shimura walks back in on his own ready. The stream goes live. Everyone exhales. He remembers another 2K video, this one about facing the person who has been hurting you. A series of short moments follow. Shimura running, training, pushing himself past what he thought he could take. The fight with Hamakin breaks out in the classroom. Everyone freezes. Shimura tries a calf kick. Hamakin comes back harder. The room starts to feel like Shimura will not make it out of this. Worn down and bleeding, Shimura's mind goes back. Every moment he stayed quiet. Every time he did nothing. Then he stands up. One punch. Clean, direct, right to Hamakin's face. Out cold. His crew disappears immediately. Asamiya smiles. Shimura, Toru, and Aki walk along the beach. The latest video is breaking records. The money follows. At school, Shimura is untouchable. Hamakin stops coming in. Rumi gets mocked online, then receives a collaboration offer from something called Candy Crown. Toru notices he is becoming invisible. Everyone gravitates towards Shimura now, and it stings. He brings it up to Aki, who tells him she is counting on him to find Shimura's next opponent. Rumi takes the Candy Crown deal. Shimura goes back to work and runs into Asamiya. They walk home together and he apologizes. She thanks him instead for what he did. He asks her out. She says yes. He realizes he forgot to give her something and turns back, only to watch her walk into a large house. Inside, the atmosphere is heavy. Her father is cold and rigid. Elsewhere, it comes out that Rumi has traded something personal with the Candy Crown manager to grow her following. Shimura, Aki, and Toru celebrate their rising numbers. Toru reveals he has lined up the next opponent, a sumo wrestler. Shimura tells Toru to go first. Toru folds instantly. Aki and Shimura go out searching for the next fight. Rumi keeps seeing the manager. At school, she tries her luck with Toru. Aki preps her place for Shimura's visit. After a stream that goes nowhere, he is about to leave when she asks how he learned to fight. He tells her he figured it out himself. In his head, he quietly confirms it was not Aki who pointed him to 2K. At the club, Rumi and Taro are up to something. Aki tries to log into the channel and cannot get in. She calls Toru. He says he did not change the password. She suspects the account has been hacked and calls Shimura. Two men are waiting for him in an alley, and by the time it is over, Shimura is face down on the ground. Aki rushes out and finds Shimura on the ground, knocked out cold by the two thugs as a warning. He pulls himself up and the three regroup. Toru smells like alcohol, and Shimura suspects he got tricked into giving up their login details. A quick flashback confirms it. Rumi manipulated Toru into handing over the account. The next day, Shimura confronts Rumi at school. She plays dumb. At work, Asamiya asks about the fight she heard about. He returns her handkerchief and brings up their next date. She asks for more time and leaves. Toru digs up who is behind the hack. Meanwhile, Rumi quietly asks her manager Kimishima if he had anything to do with it. He brushes it off and promises her the followers she wants. The two thugs from the alley turn out to be models at his agency, almost certainly acting on his orders. The three meet at Aki's place and map out their next move. Shimura decides the channel will go after people who harass the public. That night, he sits alone and pulls up 2K, who, by coincidence, just uploaded a video on fighting multiple opponents at once. The lesson: you do not need to win the fight, you need to win the game. At the hospital, Shimura's mother chats warmly with a nurse. The director stops by to greet her, all smiles, but the moment he turns away, something in his expression shifts. In Kabukicho, two flashy influencers, one pink-haired, one green, are pranking strangers and streaming it. Shimura shows up in a mob boss costume, ready to call them out. He tries to use 2K's advice on intimidation, but stumbles and his shoe and soles fall out. The thugs take over and the comments on his stream turn brutal. He fights back but takes hit after hit, spirals into self-doubt and runs. The chase tears through an arcade. Eventually he turns around, holds his ground, and the three of them walk home with the account recovered. Back home, Shimura records a video for the channel. Donations start coming in. A new face appears, a boy who gets asked by some bullies if he is the next viral hit. He searches the name later. At the hospital, Shimura's mother brings up an article about young people chasing streaming careers. She wants something stable for her son. Shimura goes quiet and leaves early. He takes Asamiya on a date at a park, tries to ask about her background, and the moment goes sideways into awkwardness. Back at school, Toru drops a name: Shinjo Ryo. Taekwondo champion, high school dropout. Shimura and Aki are not sure this fits the channel's rules. Asamiya's coworkers show her a video from her date with Shimura and she is not happy about it. On his way to work, Shimura gets a call. Aki is in trouble. Shinjo, the same guy from the arcade, is pressuring her. He hits Toru and tells Shimura to fight him and share the money. Shimura tries to dodge it, but Shinjo hurts Aki and Toru until Shimura has no choice. Asamiya's father calls streaming cowardly at home. Rumi's manager tells her to take on more work to cover costs. She agrees without asking what kind. Toru ends up hospitalized. Shimura wants out. Toru pushes back. He reminds Shimura of what it meant to watch him stand up to Hamakin, what that gave him. Shimura is scared. Aki arrives, but Toru sends them both away. He sits alone. Aki briefs Shimura on Shinjo, unpredictable, possibly dangerous, rumored to have gone further than anyone should. Shimura still refuses. That night, Toru's words stay with him. He goes to Shinjo. He offers a deal, the channel for a real fight. Shinjo agrees. Shimura requests a month off from work. Asamiya helps cover for him and he asks her out again. She says yes. He finds Ogi and asks him to help train. Ogi is honest. Shimura has no real chance. Ogi's trainer, whose name turns out to be Logan, watches Shimura's old videos quietly. A man named Kota from a show called Bad Fellows approaches Shimura with an offer. Shimura declines. Kota leaves it open. 2K posts a new video. It covers exactly what Shimura needs. A month later, the two face each other. Shimura runs, slips into a bathroom, resets. He stops trying to overpower Shinjo and starts outthinking him instead. The fight swings back and forth. Shimura nearly gets a chokehold locked in, loses it. He tries to escape. Shinjo catches him and the beating gets bad. The room goes tense. Everyone watching starts to wonder if Shinjo will actually stop. Then something crosses Shinjo's face, a flash of memory. He is standing over a body, covered in blood. Shinjo keeps coming. He hammers Shimura physically and gets inside his head at the same time. Shimura pushes back, but Shinjo does not slow down. Then Shimura digs in for one final effort. Everything he has left. Logan and Ogi watch the stream and cheer him on. Donations flood in. Shimura locks in the choke and Shinjo goes down. Aki and Toru rush in to pull Shimura away. The story dips into Shinjo's past. A boy who once got bullied discovers Taekwondo and looks up to Shinjo with everything he has. Shinjo hands him his championship watch to keep him going. Then we see Shinjo sprinting toward a factory called Ikebi, racing to reach the boy, Takuma. He does not make it in time. Takuma dies in his arms. That memory pulls Shinjo back. He wakes up, tells Shimura to stay away, and walks out. His championship watch stays behind on the floor. Kawada and Rumi's manager are watching viral hits numbers climb. Asamiya asks around about Shimura's fight. Her father walks into her room, cold and sharp, and orders her to cut ties. She agrees. At Eiki's house, the trio pulls up the stats. Over 1 million followers, 1 million in donations. They are everywhere at school now. They go shopping together and Shimura spends his money on a cardigan for his mother rather than new shoes for himself. At home, Aki skips dinner and goes quiet. That evening, Shimura waits on a reply from Asamiya. Rumi sits in a hotel room waiting for a sponsor. When the door opens, it is Asamiya's father. Shimura discovers Asamiya left her job a month ago and has stopped responding entirely. The reason becomes clear: she struck a deal with her father. He waives Shimura's mother's medical fees and she disappears from his life. A memory surfaces. Young Asamiya is being bullied. A younger Shimura shows up and helps her look for a chicken keychain she lost. Her father takes her away before she can get it back. The next day, the keychain ends up with a friend, kept safe but never returned. Back in the present, Toru lights up about an offer from Badfellows. Shimura admits he already met Kawada. He is uncertain but agrees to hear him out again. Kawada offers to buy the channel outright. The three walk out without a word. At the hospital, the director screens Shimura's videos for his mother. He mentions Asamiya's connection to Shimura and offers to drop the medical bills in exchange for Shimura staying away from her. She refuses, but the videos leave her shaken. The viral hit account gets suspended. Word spreads that Kawada has acquired Buzz Live, the platform the channel was built on. Rumi's story resurfaces. She tries to back out of a meeting with the director. Her manager reminds her the contract is still running. He suggests she take on more compromising work. She heads for the door. He stops her with footage from one of their nights together. She is trapped. She finds Toru and tells him everything. The plan to dismantle viral hit. At the hospital, Shimura's mother worries herself into a collapse. The doctor tells Shimura the costs are high, but already waived by the director. She tells him she is proud of what he is building, but hates watching him get hurt. The moment between them is quiet and real. Later, Toru confirms that Kawada has been pulling every string from the start. That night, Kawada threatens all three of them directly. Shimura accepts. He challenges Kawada to a fight on his own channel. Donations split between a red and blue corner. Winner takes the earnings. Aki returns Shinjo's watch to him. He takes it and warns her about Kawada. Aki races back to school with a video Toru filmed at the club. Rumi, the girls, all of it. The footage triggers a wave of hate aimed at viral hit. Aki also reveals that Kawada was present the night Takuma died and that Shinjo was framed for it. She wants to pull back. Shimura says they keep going. The backlash gets ugly fast. Hate posters cover Shimura's building. His personal life is thrown online. Toru gets targeted too. Their school fills with abuse. Toru shuts down completely. Shimura turns to 2K, but the account is gone, suspended. Aki goes to recover her account. Her father enters her room and sees a photo of her with Logan. She goes to Kawada and begs him to release the channel. He refuses. Asamiya appears at Shimura's door in the rain. She tells him about the deal, why his mother's fees were waived. Kawada threatens to take everything back. Then Asamiya says something that stops everything. She was the one sending him 2K's videos all along. She holds out the chicken keychain. The videos were inside it the whole time. Elsewhere, Kawada's men move on Aki. Aki handles Kawada's men without breaking a sweat. A security guard cuts the fight short before it goes further. Asamiya explains she lost the original chicken keychain long ago but found another one later with 2K's videos already inside. She watched Shimura struggling and decided to do something about it. She says goodbye and asks him to think carefully about the medical fee waiver before accepting it. A brief flashback fills in how Asamiya first learned about Shimura and his mother. The memory from his childhood hits him too. He moves to find her, but she is already gone. Aki's father steps in and offers his help. Back at her house, Asamiya's father puts a GPS on her. Shimura digs into Badfellow's videos to prepare for what is coming. Rumi storms into her manager's office and threatens to go to the police. He tells her the whole thing is Kawada's operation, built to squeeze money from people with no power to resist. He threatens to wipe her off social media if she pushes further. Then he drops the real bombshell. It was Kawada who killed Shinjo's friend. Shimura goes to Ogi for help. Ogi says no. Logan, who the audience suspects may be 2K, gets a call from Aki asking him to come over. The mystery finally cracks open. 2K is connected to Aki. She was the one who dropped the keychain the day she was being bullied. Her father, a former MMA fighter from the US and 2K's actual mentor, made those videos originally for Aki, to help her find her footing while living abroad. He agrees to train Shimura but is honest. It may not be enough to win. Toru stays hidden. Both Shimura's mother and Asamiya worry about him. His mother's condition quietly gets worse. Toru eventually picks up his phone, reads Aki's messages, and the two talk properly for the first time in a while. She asks him to come back. Shimura visits his mother. He tells her the truth. What started as a way to cover her medical bills became something more. The fight showed him he could stand up to people who hurt others. This next one is the last. He will give everything he has. She worries, but she believes in him. Before the fight, Shimura questions all of it out loud to Aki. She tells him plainly, not everything he has done is wrong. The fight begins. Shimura takes the blue corner. The crowd is against him. Kawada enters the red corner as the founder of Bad Fellows, and the room erupts for him. 3 rounds. Kawada comes in sharp, goading Shimura from the first exchange. Asamiya goes live from a phone no one knows she has. She tells the audience she is Shimura's girlfriend, explains what she did and why. Her voice breaks, but she gets through it, asking everyone watching to stop targeting him. The crowd shifts. Donations start pouring into Shimura's corner. The person who convinced her to go live turns out to be Toru. He had also asked her to post audio of Kawada admitting to his crimes. It hits 10,000 likes almost immediately. Round 2. Donations surge. Asamiya looks her father in the face and punches him. Then she runs. Tatsuya is outside already waiting with a ride. Round 3. The donations cross 4 million yen. The fight is brutal. A montage of everything Shimura has been through rolls through as he keeps swinging. Kawada lands clean and Shimura drops. It looks finished. Then something settles in Shimura, quiet, determined, and voices around him pull him back up. The crowd roars. He gets up. 6 million yen. Shimura throws everything, including a foul punch. Kawada wins on the scoreboard but can barely stand to acknowledge it. The donations reach 9 million yen. Everyone around Shimura celebrates. He did not win the fight, but he won everything that actually mattered. Kawada, the man who controlled everything from the shadows, is finished. Not by a knockout, but by a boy who refused to stay down. But that's where this video ends. Let me know what you think about this series, and as always, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next video.